What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Rocky Tiger here, coming at you live with another episode from the BeyondVanilla server. Last episode we finished off AFKing here at the Creeper Farm, and sadly we did not end up with nearly as much gunpowder and sugarcane as I would have liked. We ended up with what is about 20 stacks of gunpowder and about 20 stacks of sugarcane, so we got knocked off the server. Go figure. It's just kind of what happens every time I try and AFK. But we got a decent amount. 20 stacks of each was more than enough to help us keep the rocket shop in stocked and full to the brim with explosive goodness. And so we'll take it and try to AFK again at another point in time. Today, I think we are going to be going over some stuff at my base, because I haven't actually shown any of my base in any fashion other than just as I'm running around taking care of other business. So I think that's what we're going to do today, and try and talk about some of the plans that I have for what I want the base to eventually look like. First, though, we're going to stop off in some of our different shops and see if we've made any. We have made some diamonds. Awesome. And no one's bought any elytra. That's very sad. And we finally have completed our row of diamonds. Fantastic. Now I can just craft them into some diamond blocks. Get my little crafting table out, get all them delicious diamonds, and fix that inventory management problem there, and start another row. Fantastic. Awesome. And just like that, we have blown through. What is that? Did I get the other? Yeah, we've gone through. What is that? I can't do math in my head. This is horrible. 1, 2 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 9, so 12 stacks of gunpowder, and most of the sugarcane that I've harvested so that we could refill the rocket shop, and that has just about cleaned us out of all of the stuff that we AFK'd for. But we've got this restocked, and we've got this one restocked, and we've got an extra stack of gunpowder in our chest. We also got paper in here that we'll just dump off in here, come lazy. Check out the end loot shop. No one bought any low tier gear. Got a couple of sales from some higher tier gear. Got a lot more sales from high tier gear. And sold off quite a lot of the shulkers too. That is awesome. We are doing good today. I like stretching out. It makes me feel like I'm richer than I really am. Drop off that back in, and got one more shop to check out. We got pillagers here. Oh, yeah, and he's angry. He's trying to kill me. That's the first pillager raid, or raid group, or whatever they call them, patrol, that I've seen on the spawn island. Let's see. Sand, I haven't restocked. No one's bought any cactus. Sold all the terracotta. That is awesome. We're doing good. We're making some money here. Now, if only there was a better place for me to spend it all, that'd be awesome. Perfect landing. Fantastic. Alright, so I've actually tried to film this for 3 or 4 times now, and I've just never really felt satisfied with it. So it's time to just buckle up and go ahead and do it, and take a look at my base. So my base is far to the north and west of the spawn island. Obviously, I've got my nether portal right down there. Is how we get up here, because flying, especially in 1.14 with some chunk loading issues, would be extremely impractical. We are currently standing atop the wall, as in like from Game of Thrones wall. You can see behind me it goes off a little ways into the distance and is not, well, let's just say it's not finished. But the idea was to build a giant wall out of snow blocks. And so that is what I have done, and flying in this mode is difficult, but as you can see, it is also hollow and nowhere near completion. Actually, I haven't really worked on it in about a week or so, but we'll get back to it. We will eventually make some progress on the wall, but I've loved Game of Thrones for years and years and years. It's been one of my favorite TV shows. Regardless of how the ending was, I still think that the overall legacy of the show, I think, will still be mostly positive. I was not a fan of the ending, and we'll just leave it at that. But I wanted to build something in a northern sort of tundra type of biome, and so I decided that building a giant wall and a town just south of the wall would be a cool kind of homage to the idea of the wall from the book series and TV show. So that's what I was going for here. And we're right on the border of a sea that is off to the east, so I figured we would take some inspiration from Eastwatch by the Sea. This is in no way, shape, fashion, or form supposed to be Eastwatch by the Sea, because it's also got a kind of town/city that's being built up around it. Kind of what I was thinking of, I think it's White Harbor, and just how I imagine it being. So we'll just go ahead and start off just looking above here. We have the very first structure that I built, which was originally supposed to be just a kind of castle-y tower, organically built building. It's turned into a organically built ruin. And I think it's probably just going to stay like that. It was where I had my bed and my chests and everything set up when I first started this base, and I literally have not touched it in probably a month. I don't think I've added a single block to it in a month, and I probably will end up tearing it down rather than trying to continue to build it as it is. I have part of a... What is that? Is that... I can't tell if that's a thing on top of there. I think that's just the door. It's supposed to be a lighthouse, and there's going to be a little lighthouse house at the bottom for the lighthouse keeper, a little dock that I built where eventually I'm going to be building a small fishing boat or two, including some that are going to be further out there as if people are actually fishing. And then you have what is kind of the main area of the town. It is going to spread off over here closer to where the dock and closer to where the sea is, but this is where I've started off. This is where obviously everything kind of centers around my little tiny nether portal. So you've got a kelp farm, you've got my snow golem farm. I think I've shown this before. That's where I've got my melon and pumpkin stuff set up. There's a ravine that goes right down here, so of course I've got a bridge crossing over it and a way to get down there. That's one way of accessing some of my mining area. The other main way of getting to my mine is through that rather ugly looking hole in the bottom of the ruins. You've got a couple of just house type buildings, just experimenting with trying to vary the different building styles. You've got my villager trading hall, my cactus farm, and then obviously you've got my storage building over here, which is probably where I spend the most time and where my main bed is set up, and a couple of large giant spruce or giant anything tree blocks where I can grow that, because that is way more efficient than growing trees as they are by themselves. And then finally, of course, the all-important beacon, and I chose a light blue color because I thought that that really fit with the sort of cold biome that my base is in. So let's just start doing a quick walkthrough, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I've built. Obviously, we'll start right here. This is the top of the wall. Everything's lit up by sea lanterns right now because that was what I had a ton of. You've got a overhang area here because I felt like that was an important thing, and kind of like from the show Game of Thrones, they've got these manned positions at the top of the wall. You've got another one over here on the northern side, and if you look you can see there is my rail going up to where there is a village just beyond the loaded chunks where I get all of my villagers. Down there you can see there is the top part of the tunnel that goes through the wall. And so we're just going to hop down here and venture through there real quick. It's one of the few things that I'm really, really proud of redstone-wise was my door that I can open from both the inside and the outside, regardless of what position it is. And I accidentally stripped that spruce wood, and I haven't put it back yet because I forgot. And then you've also got another elevator going up and an elevator going down, because I just felt that was I'm not gonna try and build an actual like outdoor elevator like you'll see in the show, because that's just too much work for me to bother with at this time. There's other important things to build, like farms and beacons and other buildings. So you've got my kelp farm, really quick and dirty design, nothing super fancy. As you can see, I've got kelp stuck down here right now. It's literally just the most basic piston observer line that you could find, with another line of kelp above the top. And then water, it floats up to the top, water pushes it over, and it goes into this extremely inefficient line of hoppers and then gets deposited into this chest. I empty it out pretty regularly, so that's why you don't see a whole lot there, and then I just use the kelp blocks to smelt whatever I need. And of course I have rooftop access, because why the heck not? Next you have my extremely ethical snow golem farm. They're stuck in these blocks, and they've got two trapdoors folded down onto each other to keep them from moving, and I can literally just come down here and dig away, and that's how I get all of the snow blocks that I then turn into a massive wall fortification. And never mind the stuff that's in that chest, it's just random stuff. You've got my also extremely inefficient melon and pumpkin farm, but it does the job. You got 16 in there right now because I just emptied that, I think, last episode. It's just very simple, The observer detects the block update as the melon or pumpkin grows, and then that piston triggers a piston which pushes the block off into this water stream, which then goes into a hopper, which goes into a chest. So I've got 4 layers of that, 2 layers of pumpkin, 2 layers of melon, and it gets me more than I could possibly need, because I've got 3 farmers that I trade with all the time to get emeralds, and this does me just fine for right now. I started off with just 2 layers, 1 of pumpkin and 1 of melon, and upgraded, I guess you'll call it, dug down deeper and built another layer, and it's probably more than I'll ever need. Nano farm for potatoes and carrots. Really simple design. I think I actually stole this from Mumbo Jumbo is the tutorial that I watched, but I don't know if he's the original designer for this design or not. Not very proud of this build. Probably going to tear it down. Just trying to build a little tower, but it came off way too square, and I don't like it. House, we're not going to go in there because there's nothing in there. And you've got my lovely ravine with some spiders and water and other stuff down there, and I just wanted a way to get down there, so I built this little structure. This right here, this square, it's going to be a square eventually, like a town square. This is the heart of my base. I spend more time in this building and this building than I spend in any other buildings in my base. The cactus farm is just there because that was the next place where I could build. We'll take a look in the cactus farm first. Really simple, really inefficient cactus farm. It's just, a lot of cactus pops off and then we'll hit another cactus, and that causes you to lose the efficiency or lose that particular plant. It doesn't always happen, but again, I don't use a ton of cactus. There's not a whole lot of people who do use a ton of cactus. I've got 2 stacks in there, 2.5 stacks, a little bit less than in the other chest, and I'm not sure how much I currently have in my storage building, but I'm sure it's probably more than I'll ever need. We've got our handy-dandy villager trading hall right here. Each villager has its own little cell, although I think my newest farmer doesn't have a bed yet, so I need to put a bed there. I don't really know if it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary for them all to have beds, But I figure just in the event that Mojang decides to, say, hey, for villagers to be able to update or refresh their trades, they're also going to need beds to sleep in, so I just built them with beds in place because they've been changing the villager mechanics for things like iron golem farms throughout the course of all of the different versions of 1.14, so I just said, oh, they can all have that. Uh-oh, you need to go away. This is a no creeper zone. Be gone with you. Did I get any of my arrows back? No. Okay, of course not. We've got my all-important, spend more time in this building than any other building on the server, storage room or storage building. Very, very simple design. Item frames on double chests that tell me exactly what is in the item, or in the item, whatever is in the box, or at least close enough that I can, figure out where my stuff is. So I think, like in this one, which is repeaters, I've also got all of my comparators. This just has a spruce door on it, but if you actually open it up, you'll find all different types of doors. Left some blank spaces for other items that may fit in with that general theme. You've got my enchanted books, ladders, gold, which is now just gold ore, iron, which I wish I had way more of, sugarcane, paper, all that stuff, and lots of space to expand if I need to, including the entire upper layer, which is non-spawnable. These are all bottom slabs, which is why I don't worry about it not being lit up completely properly. But I can always add more chests and stuff up here if I really need to expand the storage. As it is right now, I've got plenty of space to expand and to put new types of blocks in here, so I don't really need to worry about it. Let's just check and see. That is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, so I've got plenty of cactus in here, so that cactus farm is working just fine for me. I don't really need to worry about expanding it too much. Only a couple of other things to even look at here. Quick and dirty ice farm, which for some reason might be this torch right here. Let's just see what happens if that torch is gone. There's no... Oh no! I didn't even hear it come up. I didn't even see it. I'm gonna have to look back, and I'm gonna look back at all of that footage, and I'm gonna see it out of like the corner of my eye and be really mad. Creepers gotta creep, I know, but still, that is beyond regular amounts of aggravating. I really just don't like creepers. And there is a random witch that spawned here, so let's get rid of you. Go away. Go patch a hole real quick, because creepers gotta creep. I do see there is one over there along with a stray, so let's hope he doesn't notice me. I didn't grab enough dirt. That's really annoying. We'll patch that later. Very quick and dirty ice farm. You literally just stand here and chop the ice away. And then just for decor, because I don't actually do any of the farming over here, I've set up some farm, and then another quick little build that I like. I like this one. It's just a ruined tower. Was the kind of feel I was going for, and I think it turned out pretty nice just to try and flesh out the area. But the plan, if I can take off, I can't take off. There we go. The plan is for the entirety of this town to get built up right along here, and to expand out this way and this way until it basically reaches at least parallel with where the wall ends. Like, I want it to come out to at least this area. The actual landmass goes out a little bit further in that direction, but I'm not going to worry too much about building out there. It's already a pretty ambitious project for me to begin with, mainly because I don't like building buildings that have no purpose. I try and make sure every building has at least some type of purpose to it. That's why every building in here actually is filled with something, except for these two. I might figure out something to put in here. I might not. I don't really know. it bothers me that it's just sitting empty as it is. It seems wasteful. And that's kind of it. That's my base. That's all there is. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time. Bye. If the door won't close. And of course it follows me right in there. But seriously, one thing that we are going to be looking at building today is something over in this area. I just had an idea to try and do kind of like a fish stall, fish market type of deal. So we're going to get some wood because we're going to need that, and we're going to go over there and see what we can build. So I'm thinking somewhere right along here, coming up from the dock, will be the perfect place. So let's see, I think this will work just fine. We'll say right about here. I think this is perfect. We're gonna come right up from the dock. Just kind of level this out a little bit. And we're gonna pop some fence posts on top of this. And despite scaffolding blocks being a thing nowadays, I still find myself using dirt blocks more than anything else. I just don't know why. We're just gonna drop these item frames on top of that, and we're gonna stick some fish on there. Craft up, I think, 2 more item frames. Stick that there, stick that there, and just kind of stick the fish on top. Yep, that's fun. There we go. And that's your basic little fish stall complete. So now what's left to do is to craft up a few more of these. Alright, got a couple other different designs, just kind of messing around, trying to make it look a little bit unique. So got little fish stalls complete with all the different barrels, and I think that might do us for this little fish market over here for right now, and we'll expand some stuff. I've got a couple of ideas of some things that we can build out over this way later, but for now that is all I've got time for today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and again, if you liked the video, leave a comment. If you really liked the video, go ahead and hit that lovely subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time when we start working on transforming some of this area, which I think we might start by killing that creeper over there, or at least trying to get out of his path of rage. Unfortunately, all I seem to have right now are snowballs, which aren't really going to help me fly away. Get out of here. There we go. So again, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.